someone in the Hall of Fame took a look at all of those rings and went, nah, Belichick, you're still not a Hall of Famer. Which I kind of think, that's crazy. Come on now. This is some news that is actually, it's a couple days old now, but everybody's starting to talk about it because we had the new week start and, you know, the new sports news cycle goes. And as it goes, we make videos. And so something that's coming out now is that Belichick has not received, he will not be a unanimous first ballot. Like, look, I don't know the lingo and the term, but I know that everybody's talking about it and everybody's giving their own opinion on how Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer as a head coach. And I'm here looking something, I mean, I smell something a little fishy with it, but I think what you can't deny, first thing that I think it is I do think that it's a little bit of recent bias, which we have seen some people who are being accused of like being like, no, I swear I voted for him. And we've seen some of that news come out, which, you know, it is what it is. But I think definitely this probably, I think definitely this probably has to do with more, and it might sound crazy, but there's parts of me that think that could it be the UNC job? And what I mean by that is, could post Tom Brady and him missing the playoffs twice, getting fired. I think he got fired. I don't know. I'll probably have to reread on it, but if my wording is correct, I think that he did get fired from the Patriots. And then after he got fired, I think he took a year off from coaching. And then he was a big talking point for the college football offseason when he took that North Carolina job. And I think in the same breath of like how people are talking about Wilson potentially not being in the Hall of Fame, Manning, because Eli Manning got snubbed again. And then even Rodgers, because people have talked about Rodgers not being in the Hall of Fame anymore either. There's parts of me that think that maybe because after he got fired, he didn't retire, or after, as soon as Brady left to Tampa, he didn't retire on top and right there where it's like, yeah, no, you won your 6 Super Bowls with the Patriots. You guys were a dominant dynasty, which this is the most accurate dynasty because I think this is just me personally. Dynasty is longevity. I think we crowned the Chiefs a dynasty, and then all of a sudden we're revoking that a year later because they missed the playoffs. I think a dynasty is sustained success of how, no, they were successful in the early 2000s, the late 2000s, the 2010s, into the late 2010s. Like, there is a 20-year period of time where it doesn't matter who's on the roster, what team it is, the Patriots were competing. Qualify that for a dynasty versus the Chiefs, who have been yes, they've won 3 rings. You can't deny that. But it's an era. And what I mean by that is, okay, once the 2020s are over, is Patrick Mahomes still going to be dominant in the 2030s? How is Patrick Mahomes going to be when there's shift in rosters? How's his play style going to be when he gets older? You know, because Tom Brady got better like a fine wine. You know, he aged very well. Or post Andy Reid. You see what I mean? So, well, and the other thing too with Brady is there are eras of, okay, this is when you had Gronk. This is when you had Amendola. This is when you had Edelman. This is when you had Randy Moss. Like, Tom Brady had that unique thing like Manning or Breeze or Rodgers where it didn't matter who was on his roster, he made him better. And I think there's just different eras of the Patriots dynasty when you talk about it. And I mean, just again, 6 Super Bowls. Come on, what other team had that much dominance, and what other teams can say that? What other teams can say, yeah, we won this many times? Now, Steelers have their Super Bowls with different coaches, different players. The Broncos have a few. The Packers have a few. Like, the history of the NFL is the history of the NFL. And, like, I mean, I'm forgetting the Cowboys as well because they have 5, if I'm not mistaken, off the top of my head. Belichick and Brady did 6 of those all together. And in the span of, like, 20 years. So, I'm over here thinking, yeah, there's probably a little bit of a personal vendetta. Maybe. I could be wrong, but the other, if it's not a personal vendetta, what it is then is it's post Tom Brady, because this is what everybody's been debating now when they talk about the Patriots and Belichick. Was it Belichick? Was it Brady? Is without Belichick, Brady was able to go with Bruce Arians and Tampa and go to the Super Bowl, beat the Chiefs. And then what Belichick did without Brady was, I think, I can't remember what record. Like, I know they went to the wild card and they lost to the Bills with Mac Jones. Did they miss the playoffs altogether and only win like 7 or 8 games with Cam Newton in the 2020 season? I can't remember off the top of my head personally, but that's what I'm thinking. Is it could have been that, and then when you pile on, he took the college job at North Carolina and he left the NFL and the purity of the NFL and staying an NFL coach through thick and thin. You could look at it that way maybe, and that would be more the approach that I take is, he coached himself out, which it's like, how's that even possible if you win 6 rings? I don't know, but I think he should be, he should probably be a first ballot Hall of Famer, just because, we look at some of the other coaches right now that everybody's talking about. McCarthy to the Steelers, Vrabel with the Patriots now, or Tomlin stepping down with the Steelers, Stefanski, McDaniels, Harbaugh, Dable, LaFleur, Andy Reid, even Andy Reid. Like, none of these guys have 6 Super Bowls. If you meticulously combine them together, yes, they make 6, but it's like, okay, you had to combine all the. So, anyways, that's neither here nor there. Guys, be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Is it warranted? Does Bill Belichick deserve to be a first ballot Hall of Famer? Be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys, and I will catch you in the next video.